I really am very impressed. The Kinbor planners is better than you think. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Hi, my name is Filipina, and today I have a haul video for you guys, and it is the Kinbor planners, which is quite a popular planner brand or planner range because they are very good dupes for the Hobonichi weeks. So today I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the ordering process and the things that I have for 2023. So the Kinbor 2023 line. And I think that it's obvious that I have the Hobonichi Weeks dupe as well as the two Hobonichi cousins, so A5 dupes. So once again, I'm going to start with the story time of ordering and then go through the planners, and then at the very end, I'm going to give you my thoughts and first impressions of these planners. So before I go into the first part of this video, please make sure to like this video if you do like it, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more planning videos. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I got these from Shopee, from an international shop because I was unable to find a local shop that had them. I didn't search really well, mind. I didn't order these. They sent me the wrong things. And the things that they sent me amounted to not as much as I had ordered. So these cost less. There's actually another Hobonichi Weeks, and I had given that away because it was going to be a gift. So when they arrived, I contacted the seller right away, and they had asked me to return it. The problem was the other Hobonichi Weeks was a gift, and I wanted to, you know, there's a time sensitive things. The other reason is that I needed to film the video for week 43 because I didn't have anything else lined up. It's just that I've already planned that this was going to be the video for week 43, the one you're watching right now, and I didn't want to change plans. I wasn't in a position to get very creative at that time because I was so busy with my PhD work. I can't wait for another order, basically. So that was resolved, and these are now mine, and it's like a blind box. I had no idea what I was in for. I originally ordered A6 with covers, but none of these had covers, but all of these were dated. Originally, I didn't get the dated version, but now I'm so glad, so glad that I got these. So whoever ordered these, good job, that this is so good. And also, whoever got my package is like an exchange gift. You know how in Christmas you exchange gifts and you don't know who you're exchanging with and things? It's like that, but so much more epic. So now let's get into the Kinbor planners. Mind that I had already opened this, and I also started setting it up. So it's not going to be the original version, should we say. So the Kinbor packaging comes with a booklet, and this is the, sorry for the shadows, pen test. So you can just take your Google Translate and it will really help you out. And then this is the back. Once again, I don't really know what it says, but it must be very important with it. You know how Hobonichi has the pamphlet? They have a booklet, but this isn't specific to, well, just like the pamphlet, it's not specific to a planner. They just, you know, printed it out, and you can have a read right now by pausing the videos. But they are all in Chinese because Kinbor is a Chinese company, I think. This is the weeks that I got. There is a version, I think, that is like this, but I didn't get this because I really don't like timed anything. If I wanted time blocking, like a time layout, I would make it myself, so that's why it wasn't appealing to me. So let's put this away first and start with the Kinbor Weekly. So this is the Kinbor Weekly. I got the cover on cover separately in the package, so it didn't come with, it was an additional thing, I think. I'm not quite sure because I didn't order these. And the material for the cover is a soft plastic PVC, not PVC, it's not PU leather. That's it. And it's very soft, but it's very sturdy. And then you get the stamping. This is just printed on here. It's not embossed, things like that. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. And then at the back, you have another Kinbor thing. And it tells you, keep imaginative and be on road. So not the best quote, the best translation, I think. And then the end covers, so it's the cover itself is a little bit wider than the book ends. So the end paper, so this is the end paper, and the end paper is actually very shiny. It feels like styrofoam meets paper. And at the back, you get another pocket in here. And then, of course, if you have this cover, which it looks exactly the same as the Hobonichi cover and covers. So you have multiple pockets here, and you also have the pen loop. I must say, this cover and cover, it's not very good. The planner itself, however, is very nice. We also get another pocket here, but I tend to not use these little pockets in the front. So it opens up to this, and you get the 2023 weekly cover, and I put stickers on there from Peach, Soul Studio, and Peel Good from my StickerCon haul, and I will link it up in the cards. So I also did a little bit of that here. And so the days of the week are initials in Chinese, so I just wrote over it with a pen, and the pen that I used it's not with me right now, but it's my Pigma Micron. I don't know where my Pigma Micron went. So I just wrote over it because the writing is very faint. Also really tiny. It's in gray. It's a softer gray, and the paper that you get is white. And I think I saw someone mention that it's like the Hobonichi Tomoe River paper, except it's white. It's not. Where's my Maya? Okay, let's pick. It's not at all. It's not. The Tomoe River paper is much thinner and smoother, so the laminate of the coating of the Tomoe River paper is very different from this. This is not bad, but it's not the same quality. It could be still Tomoe River paper made in a very different way, because the Tomoe River paper of the Hobonichi Weeks is a specific type of Tomoe River paper. And this one may be a Tomoe River paper type, but it's not the same quality. So let's talk about Will It Bleed? This is once again a Pigma Micron, and I have written the days of the week over here for January, and I'll talk about the different pages in a little bit. But this is, that shadow is really bad. So it has nothing. So it didn't bleed. It shadowed a little bit. It's much more bumpy when you write on it. So behind here, I can feel that I have written on the other page, even though I couldn't see it, if that makes sense. All right, so going back to the layout that they have. So now we have the calendar, which is very similar to the Hobonichi Weeks. But this layout is only found in Hobonichi A6 and A5. So this is a cousin page, but they put it in the weeklies. So the Kinbor Weeklies have this, and it is the months on a vertical. And what you can do, okay, so in the Hobonichi Weeks, they have all 12 months up in the row. So it was very limited because there were only 2 pages, but here you have multiple pages of that layout. So it's pretty useful, and they already have lines, darker lines here, so you can do your tracking without lining it some more. I thought that was a really good idea, and I was very impressed by it. By the way, they also have 2 ribbons. This is the ends. So it's comparable, but the Hobonichi one is so much softer, and they needed to be softer because the Hobonichi paper is so much thinner. Otherwise, this will dent if it's too thick, except for my very, very well made leather Hobonichi Weeks. Okay, and then this is the monthlies, and I've already put a sticker down there because there was just that was just what to do when you get a new planner. You put a sticker down. Okay, so the monthlies have the month in like a really bold way, so you can see it right away. And there is English here, February, for example. And then you also get the 2 calendars of the previous month and then the next month. Otherwise, they are very, very similar. Actually, I don't know. Let me just flip to a monthlies here. So in the Hobonichi, you don't get the calendars of the month before and the month after, but otherwise they're quite similar. And you also don't get the checklist down here. And then on to the weeklies. Oh, is it weeklies already? No. Hang on. Before we go into the weeklies, there's actually an extra thing here. And it's this. This is the yearly plan. So you can doodle your goals here, and then you can track it down here. So I only put one item down because that wasn't going to go anywhere. That is my biggest deadline. And then this is just an extra page, and it says plan of new year. Wait, what's the difference between the other one? Okay, so this one says yearly plan, and this one says plan of a new year. And it's just grid. And then you start with your weeklies. So I was very lucky enough to get the weeklies that is horizontal. There is a vertical version of this, once again, but I wasn't into that. So I just put down the tabs right here so that I have it ready. And I was really impressed with the paper, and I was very happy with the layout. And so exactly like the weeks, but this doesn't have the bar at the bottom where the coats usually go. So that means that you can have more space. Now I'm just seeing if that's true. At a glance, yes, the Kinbor does have more space, and I think that's very appealing to a lot of people who don't like to see the coats and want to use the pages much more functionally. Another thing that's the same is that you also get these dots here, and you also get that one line. There are these things, I think these are coats. Yes, it changes every single week. And that may be where they chose to put the coats, but then you also get the entire page for your notes. And at the very bottom, just like the Hobonichi weeks, you get your calendar. The one thing that is different, will be different now, or is it different? In the Hobonichi weeks, you don't get that blackout. You only get the Sunday as red, but here it's not like that. So if you don't enjoy that, you can just cover this up. Maybe someone is making Kinbor layout cover-ups, and you can just cover that up if you don't like it. So it goes all the way to, hang on, the end of the year. So this is specifically starting in the first week of January, ends on the last week of December. And then you get an index page, which is exactly the same, really, if you think about it, from the Hobonichi, but you get 2 pages. In the Hobonichi, you just have that beginning page, intro page. And then the weeks, or rather the notes pages, are very similar. So I've already put quite a few things here. And then at the bottom, you have the page numbers in the grid, within the grid, and it's blocked out. So as you can see there, and it goes all the way to 75. I feel like it's 75. No, that's 77. Okay. 78. So at the end, you have these extra pages. So this is your timetable, in case you're like using this for school or whatever, and you can just write in pencil. My suggestion is just write it in pencil, and then if it changes, then you can just erase it and write something else. And then you also have a gift list. Okay, and this is just like a tracker, but this is the 21 days goals. And then these are very similar to what we have in the 2023 weeks, which is the favorites tracker. Favorite movies. So what's that? Books, movies, music, and something else. I don't know what that is. Oh, meals. And you get 4 pages. Yes. And then you get the same information pages as in the booklet. And then you get the map and you get more information. I think that's about food, things to do. I think that they really thought about it. And then at the very end, do you remember how the Hobonichi Weeks has this calendar thing? Not calendar, but like measuring thing? Okay, here. So instead of having it all just be the ruler things, you only have one ruler. And I think this is the personal information page, your name. There's a translation. It's very faint. It says personal information and profession and things and address. So like your return to. And then this is the end paper. And it has, this is stamped and foiled. Like it's a real stamp. As you can see there, it's foiled. It's pretty. I love it. I love this idea. Life document. That's cute. I love it so much. So, and as you can see here, this is the impression of the stamping, and it's really good. Oh, you also get that Kinbor logo in the COC at the back. So that is the weekly. So I have 2 more things for you, and these are the cousins, and they're very similar to the layout of the weeklies. So the difference between these two is that one of them is weekly and the other one is daily. So here you go. So this one is the dailies one and this one is the weeklies one. Obviously it's going to be thinner because it's just tracking per week. One more difference is that you get ribbons. The ribbons, they're green as well, and these come in different, this comes in different colors. This comes in red as well, I think. But they're gorgeous. Okay, so the cover is PU leather once again, and it's tied to the end paper, and it's the same end paper as the weekly that I showed you. Does this have a name? Oh, and then it says here, manage time and better life. Turn the page on yesterday, only ever think about today and tomorrow. And it just says Kinbor, and I think it's going to tell me what it is. Okay, it's called Kinbor Techo. Let me see if this one is also Kinbor Techo. Okay, it's the same, Kinbor Techo. It's just that you have the Kinbor Techo Dailies and the Kinbor Techo Weeklies. So I'm going to go through the weeklies first. So you've already seen quite a few of the things. The cover, the calendar, it's the same format. And then, as I mentioned, this page that showed up in the weeks is really something that shows up usually in the Hobonichi Cousin and A6. So you get quite a few pages of that. And then the monthlies are the same format as the, well, yes, the Hobonichi, with the exception that you get these boxes. I'm not so keen that these 2 dates are cut up, but what you can do is you can just, I was gonna say you can just plan it over here, but you can't because you have these 2. So I don't quite like that. But otherwise, it's good. So mine is a little dented, but I think that is the transport. And then you get an extended or a much larger yearly plan, and this should be in all of the things. All of the Kinbor planners should have that, as well as this one. And then these are what you're here for, which is the weekly layouts. So it looks quite a lot like the Hobonichi Cousin. I don't have a Hobonichi Cousin right now, so I can't do a side-by-side. And these are timed, so you get your really early hours here, and then, or rather, the sunrise is at 6 a.m., which isn't always true, you know. And then it says that you, in between, you get these water, it's a glass of water, and then you get the numbers. So the numbers are timed, so 8, 10, 11, and then another water, and then it's a bright sun, which is for noon, and then more water. So you're actually tracking water in here as well. And then sunset, and this is military time, so all the way up to midnight. And then at the very top you get the sun, so the weather, a healthy eating apple, a workout person, and that is a roll of toilet paper. I thought that was really not something that I would see in a lot of planner layouts. I'm quite impressed that they had that. They had that in the weeks too. In the weekly Kinbor. So those are what the icons are. This is water. This is healthy eating, workout, and roll of toilet paper. Forgot to talk about the grids. Let's talk about that now. Okay, the grid size is very similar, and you get pages of that, and then you also get that like a mark, not a mark, but like to tell you the month in numbers, and you go all the way to, once again, end of 2023, last week of 2023. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is genius. So this is one of the reasons why I really am very impressed. The Kinbor planners is better than you think. It's not just a straight up dupe. It's different in a very good way. You get notes pages at the back. You know, that's one of the reasons why I don't have a Hobonichi cousin. I want the dailies. The dailies I appreciate, but I do not want not to have notes pages. I can turn the dailies into notes pages, but I do not want to do that. I want the dailies and have the notes pages as well. In contrast, I also really want weeklies. If I couldn't have that, I would have the weeklies and notes pages. And this planner is that planner. You know, it's like a A5 version of your Hobonichi weeks and on a vertical. Isn't that amazing? I find that really, really helpful. So you get less pages, however. You only get 60 pages of notes, but that's not a problem. And you also get the exact same things that were on the weekly, Kinbor Weekly. You have your timeline, you have your gifts, should be the same all throughout. You have your 21 days, favorite things, and you get 4 pages of that. You have extra information, you have your map, a world map. Interesting. It didn't have that in the weekly. And some more information, gourmet recommend, so food. And then the 24 solar terms. I don't know what that is. And in the end, you get the ruler, the personal information, all their things, and they have TikTok. That's cute. And then at the end, you have the Kinbor logo or stamp that says Kinbor Techo 2023, and then end page, and then close. Such a good planner. If you are going to get a Kinbor, don't get the Hobonichi Weeks dupe. Don't get this. This is okay. This is so good. Lastly, we have the dailies, and it should be the same. I actually haven't done a proper flip of any of these. I was saving it for this video, so it's the same. The monthly is the same, and then at the end of the monthlies, it's the yearly plan once again, and plan your year, and then dailies. Okay. Every month you get a blank page, and then you have quotes. Otherwise, there are no quotes on the daily pages. You do, however, let's go through that. Get the little square mark for the month that coincides with this. This is actually very, very shiny, so I like that. And I have a little dent, so don't mind that. You have the month, the day, the date, the day of the week, week number, and then weather. And then you also get the timed thing here. So this one doesn't have like the glass, the sunset, sunrise, midday thing. And you just get the numbers. So very similar to a cousin daily pages. Just gonna check if it is blank. Okay, so they are blank, and then you start. Just like the Hobonichi cousin. So this one is the most similar to the Hobonichi cousin, except that this doesn't have the weekly things, the weekly pages. Another Kinbor Techo has that. The Kinbor Techo also is a little bit more, it's thicker, a little bit thicker than the Hobonichi cousin or weeks, because the paper isn't as thin. It feels thin, but if you touch the Hobonichi Tomoe River paper, it's not as thin. Okay, and then we have this notes pages once again, but this one doesn't have the cover like this, so it doesn't have this index pages. It just has grid. And you just go through the grid, and you have the exact same back pages here. So I'm not going to go through that because it's the same. And in the end, you have your Kinbor stamp. So this one is good, but it's not as spectacular as this. This one is really good. I mean, good because it's what I like, everything I like, and plus you get the extra size. If you're looking to move into a bigger planner, I do highly recommend either of these, but I really like this. You don't have to get this one. Get the Hobonichi Weeks. I know that there are extra pages here that are fun, and then the layout is so functional, you know, but they also have these little tracker things and all of that. I will still get Weeks, the Hobonichi Weeks. This is personal preference now. I'm not saying that this is the most logical choice, but I do prefer the Hobonichi Weeks. Oh, also, will it lie flat? Obviously, the bigger ones did lie flat, so will this lie flat, like, completely? Not at the moment. You can train this. Unlike the Hobonichi New ones and the Hobonichi Smooth Line, like your milk tea ones, this one can be trained because it's more like the white line Hobonichi Weeks, my favorite type of Hobonichi Week. That is it for us today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video and find it also informative if you are keen to try these Kinbor planners. I forgot to say that the one thing that's the most different about these planners and the Hobonichi planners, it's not the paper, it's the pricing. These cost as much as this. Okay, so I think I made that point. However, I would think that the Hobonichi Weeks will stand the test of time more than these. I do not know how well they preserve, but if you're not like really concerned with preserving your books as much as I am with some of my Hobonichi Weeks, then this is all right. This is not bad considering what you're paying for. It's really good value for money. So that is why I would highly recommend them. So in the future, I would really try to also do a plan with me on this. I do not know yet how I'm going to incorporate this into my planning system. I had just really gotten them to review in the beginning because I thought, okay, this is what it looks like. I so love my Hobonichi Weeks so much more than these. I still do, but these are so good. Just saying. Okay, so that is what we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like some more planning videos, especially if you're getting a Kinbor as well, make sure to subscribe because I will be planning in these as well. So now our midweek video is expanding. And in the next few weeks, I'm still going to be doing the setup videos, but I'm probably going to do it in this kind of way, like just talk to you guys, open my planner, talk to you guys, not too heavily edited, because I'm just so busy. But I will find time for you because that is how much I value you guys. You have been supporting me for so long. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!